What's going on, everyone? It's your host, Spook Benjamin, aka Spook, and we back again with breaking news. So, we all know we have tons of crises going on right now in America. We got the organ trafficking crisis, we got the human trafficking crisis, we have the migrant crisis. But we have a crisis no one is really talking about, no one's really paying attention to. And it's the squatting crisis. Yes, you heard me right, squatting. Let's get down to it.
Squatting is impacting America in that it's causing property to be damaged. It's causing property to be wasted in how it's being used. It's increasing the amount of legal proceedings that are being commenced, which is time and energy of government resources.
Squatters have turned a mansion into a party house. Police have tried and failed to shut down that party mansion since it started.
Squatters just took over a mansion. They just took over a mansion. And then the police was called multiple times, and the police can't do nothing about it. Imagine going out the country for a month, and you come back in, and you see about 30 squatters in your house. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
In a local apartment complex say squatters are breaking into their homes and even being violent.
Buying a dream home turned into a nightmare. You heard him. For this family from Queens. The house came with something the new owners did not bargain for. A squatter.
I know what I'm gonna do. If I go on a vacation and I come back and I see about 10, 5, or 1 squatter up in my house, that's the day they're gonna wish they squat up in the wrong house. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all gonna wish y'all have not squatted in my house. I'm gonna send your squatting ass back to another house to squat on. But you was not squatting on my property. I know that for a fact. Now let's get into the definition of what is squatting.
Squatting is an unlawful possession of a premises. We kind of see it in two situations. One is typically in a foreclosure aspect where people are coming into an abandoned property, or if they know that an owner or a landlord has abandoned a property, they come in and they take over possession of a property. And then the second way that we're seeing it is when people are taking on...
They take possession of your property. So when in America did we ever start witnessing a random person? Isn't that burglary? Burglary? Isn't that what that's called? When someone is burglarizing your word, someone that ain't supposed to be in your home is taking things, sleeping in your house. When did we start calling burglary? If I'm saying that correctly, because man, that's a tongue twister. Anyways, when did we start saying, you know what, we're going to call that squatting? We're going to come up with this new definition. We're going to even give it a definition too. Yeah, we're going to give this new word a definition, and we're going to call it squatting. And we're going to give y'all the definition of it. When did we ever witness this?
Other people's identity, and they're using sort of fraud to lease out an apartment or a home, and they pay their first month's security, first month's rent, and then they completely stop paying after that. And now a landlord is stuck with someone in possession of their property who they thought they were entering into with one person, and it actually turned out to be another.
I have every right to be in the house at all. You do not. You do not, because according to my lease, me and my girlfriend own.
Everybody, look at this good old black citizen. Look at this. Look at this. With the bonnet on. Wait, is that a bonnet? Oh no, my bad. That's just her hair. I thought that was the bonnet, but that's just her hair. My bad. Some red hair. Okay.
The house, so I don't know what you need to take up with the police. Whatever the case may be.
I own the house.
But yeah. Okay. No.
In my line of work, I've seen squatting under the two scenarios that I've described. Under the foreclosure proceedings, you have people who are actually professionals at finding these foreclosed upon homes and taking over, gutting them, living there, and then...
So you telling me squatters are intelligent? Because the last time I checked, what they used to call squatters was junkies, crackheads, poverty-stricken folks that don't got no home. They was the one squatter. Now you telling me these new sophisticated squatters is going on the internet, going to foreclosure.com, seeing what house is being foreclosed, and shipping their ass in that house. Is that what you telling me, sir? If I stand correct, is that what you telling me, sir? All right.
And trying to extort the situation when the landlord or the bank is trying to have them removed. So I've seen it in that context, and they drag out the process because they're very familiar with it, usually not their first time. And then the other scenario that I've seen is whether it's a small landlord or a big landlord, people are entering into these fraudulent lease agreements with other people's names, and the landlord will start a case against them, and you'll get a phone call from the real person from another state saying, that's not me. I see a judgment on my record. I see that I'm being sued, and that's not me. And by the time the landlord has figured it out, it's really too late because there's a lease agreement, and now they have to go through the court process, which can be very long, time-consuming, and expensive. The typical cost and length of these procedures vary from state to state. In some states, such as New York, it can take several months, even a year. It can cost thousands of dollars, anywhere between 10 and...
So you telling me I'm about to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars to remove a squatter, a burglar that ain't supposed to be in my house, that's in my house? No, thank God I live in the great state of Florida, where you could take one of these and this will get him to get out the house. This right here. Yeah. That's what's going to get him out the house. That's what's going to get any squatter out the house. Any squatter. Any burglar that's in your house that's not supposed to be in your house, you better get the gun and go after him, and he'll leave. That's all I got to say.
$50,000 or $75,000 to remove someone from the premises if they're squatting or if they're there under false pretenses. It's a very lengthy process. It's definitely a burden on small landlords who they're trying to collect rent to pay their mortgage, and now you have someone living there that's not paying you. It's really a civil matter. Typically when a landlord or an owner calls and says, I have someone living in my home and I would like to get them out, usually the police, they don't want to get involved. They usually say this is a civil matter, go to housing court, go to landlord-tenant court, and the courts will figure this out. Funding has been around for a long time.
You see that? They basically telling you even the police won't be able to get the squatter out your house. They're going to say, this is a civil matter. Take it to court. But I'm telling y'all, there's about 2 to 3 ways to get that squatter out that house. One is get that fire, get that gun, get that. These right here, you see these knuckles, these right here. That's the second way you can get that squatter out your house. The third way I ain't gonna even name. Y'all just gonna find that out yourself.
We're definitely seeing an increase of it now more than ever, given a few things. One, foreclosures are up from not only month to month, but year to year. That leads to
the new wave of squatters. We gonna call them tech junkies. They going up on the internet typing which house is foreclosed, going on the internet typing. And then right after they get on the internet typing, all them list them foreclosure home, including probably your home. We don't know. Probably your home. And they'll be on the foreclosure list and they'll attack your house. Next thing you know, they'll set up in that house for months. And you don't even know it.
Abandoned properties. When a property gets foreclosed upon and the bank takes it back, the bank is usually an absentee owner, and they're not looking over the property, and then it becomes a very easy target for someone to come in and take it. The other thing that we're seeing is, due to the increase in migration to the country, you have a shortage of housing, which is already a problem, and now you have a huge influx of people coming into the country with really nowhere to go. Although they're giving temporary housing, it's not a permanent solution. So people are really looking for somewhere that they can possibly stay long term. And again, they're looking to these kinds of...
Ain't that some stuff? Ain't that some stuff? Look at this icon right here. Look at this icon right here. You got the pops in the front. You got Ma in the back, Mama. And then you got the little child the mom holding, not only is the mom holding the child, the mom is holding the thing and the thing. Who created this icon? Who said there's families out here squatting? They got the, look at this. Look at this icon.
Of long-term things. I mean, the other third factor is crime is up. So people who are taking these lease agreements under fraudulent type of persons or identities, that's the third factor that's kind of leading to this increase.
God damn. I know I seen something about Atlanta. What was it? Squatters take over 1,200 homes in Atlanta, open illegal strip clubs, and terrorize neighbors. Is this even America? You see what I mean? It's almost like they're letting this done on purpose. Soon, all of these landlords that own all these houses, y'all gonna be facing, I'm telling you, they ain't talking about it now. But I'm telling you, in a good 1 to 2 years, you'll hear everybody talking about squatters, man. Man, I went to Africa and back. And when I came back, I found 2 squatters in my house. Man, I took for vacation for 14 days in the Caribbean. And, when I came back, I seen about 5 squatters in my house. This is gonna be a big crisis. We talking about the migrant crisis. We're gonna be talking about the squatting crisis. All right. Beverly Hills mansion neighboring LeBron James' dream home is overtaken by squatters. Now, how did squatters know LeBron James' home or neighboring home didn't have anybody? How they know? Hey, these squatters got to be in cahoots with someone above. I'm trying to tell you, this just don't pop out of thin air. No, someone is pulling the plugs behind all of this. Someone gots to be. Philly homeowner forced to pay $1,200 ransom to squatters after city said it could take a year to evict them. So now, squatters are blackmailing us. If this article is correct, January 10th, 2024, squatters are blackmailing y'all now. Hey, you don't go get that one and take that. Ain't no squatter gonna blackmail me. Ain't none of them gonna threaten me. Ain't none of them gonna blackmail me. You don't do that. We know how to get squatters out them homes. Trust me. Trust and believe. We know that.
They usually are looking for properties in the news or even in court proceedings to see if they're vacant. So they'll check foreclosure proceedings to see if a house is in foreclosure. Sometimes they'll just monitor a neighborhood and see if it's kind of like an abandoned neighborhood and look for specific types of homes that they can get into. I've seen scenarios where people break into, the basement window and then they repair it and they take over the whole property and then start telling people that they're the owner or even just a tenant and take over the whole, property that way. So it's a very...
I wish one of them would do that. Ooh, I wish one of these squatters would try me like that. Squatters out here trying everybody and they don't give a damn. They even blackmail you, blackball you. That's crazy.
They're very clever, they're very savvy, and you really have to be careful in these situations. The legislature really needs to get involved on a state-by-state basis to change laws to make it easier to remove squatters. From what I can see, I believe it is only going to get worse. I don't see anything...
I already know it's going to get worse, sir. You don't even got to go there. Who don't know it's going to get worse? I just told y'all we got a migrant crisis, and where you think all these migrants going to fluctuate? Where you think they going to go? If they can't find a home, if they can't find a job, where you think they're going to squat? What you think they're going to do? How you think they're going to live? They're going to be squatting. And they already said they got about 12 to 13 illegal, undocumented immigrants in this country. Welcome to the new America, where burglars are getting away with burglarizing your home when you're not there. And it's not even a crime anymore. We just gave it a new name, new definition, and all. Y'all go to sleep and think about that. Or when you wake up in the morning, think about that. It's getting real out here. Y'all stay safe and stay dangerous at all times. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in with me. Deuces.